That's for the drop inlet. The pipe per section, which is a 20-foot section of pipe, is $1,056 per section. Now that's flat bottom plastic. That comes with a bell end and which you slide the pipe up into each other and it locks down with rubber seals. We're going to need at least 8 pieces of that. And then riprap, we have enough regrinds and stuff to fill the hole back in to put the pipe over top. I'm in the process of trying to get a hold of the office of DEP to make sure that, you know, once we do it, we can get a permit and be going forth with it. And just, you know, as far as money goes, we're just waiting to get the okay with that. But I went ahead and got those prices for everybody to. Now, that's just that one section. Me and the mayor talked and discussed about coming the rest of the way out and looking at the rest of that and trying to get something written up too, what we have to look at in the future. Not wait around, just go ahead and get everything estimated. That way we know what we got to do in the future instead of just wait till it falls in or something happens like that.
Thanks, Jason. Teresa, add anything to that as far as the need and?
Oh, absolutely. It's been messed up about 3 or 4 years, and not only does it look bad, but it's a very dangerous situation. One is kind of covered up pretty good, but the other one, if somebody really wasn't paying attention, you know, the only barrier is kind of like some cones and some caution tape, and it would be real easy to fall in, and somebody would definitely break a leg, break a hip, or even suffer further injury. And if we don't fix it, the problem's only going to get worse. It's something that's just, we can't just kind of stick our head in the sand and pretend like it's going to go away. It's not, and it's been there, like I said, about at least 3 years at least. And we've had numerous complaints about it. People have previously came to council meetings, and it's just time to actually get something done, even if it's just for safety reasons. And it affects everybody that's up in that section.
Sure.
At 954 and a half, that hole's gotten about 3.5, 4 foot bigger just in the last 8 to 10 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we haven't had hardly any rain. We've had some cloud bursts, but nothing consistent. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like if it was consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think safety's definitely reason enough, to pursue this.
And it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll erode more with each storm we have, and like the ones we had a couple days ago. So, looks like what, Jason, about $12,000.
I had figured up, that's not counting, if we needed stone.
Right.
But like I said, I got regrinds that we could put over top of that pipe to secure it. And then if we have to have stone, it would be very minimal.
Yeah.
And then down at the bottom, like I can't see address, 948, down at the bottom where the other pipe is, we could build a secure wall to focus the water, go straight to that pipe instead of backwashing, because there's another little hollow that comes out of that section right there too. Not a whole lot of water comes out of that, but in between that, there's a vacant property right there. There is I want to say it's a small creek, and we'd have to plan for that too to catch that water. So it'd be like just building another drop inlet, but we would do it without having Foster Supply build it. We would do that ourselves with block and stone.
Any other comments from council? Do we have a motion to move forward on this? Well, from state contract?
It's it's Foster Supply. Now, the pipe is come from Foster Supply, but now that is the drop inlet is a state bid. It says it on the bid.
So the pipe is not?
Well, the pipe, I'm trying, that was high price. I remember I told you, I said I was trying to get a hold of them to see if we couldn't get it through DOH and try to save money that way. But the pricing on DOH and how that works is they charge us a 20% markup when we purchase from them. At least that's what I was told in the past. I don't know what it's like now as far as with the different administration, people being down there is a lot different, and Shillion's not got the same people that I've talked to in the last 2 years. They've changed, district people or whatever, so many times it's not even the same people anymore. But I can get a pricing better for that, but everything is state bid when we do it through Foster on the created side with the concrete. The pipe, he just said that was their flat rate due to COVID. So, and I haven't found any pipe any cheaper. I found it more expensive, but I've not found it any cheaper. I can get I can get all the bids you want.
So you did check with other places?
Oh, yeah, I've checked
Oh,
with
okay.
3 or 4. But none of them state bids on the pipe.
Okay,
Okay.
That's why I'm trying to go through the state to purchase it through the state if we can.
okay.
I'll tell you what, why not, go ahead and do that and then bring us, 3 printed quotes on that and we're evidently gonna have to call a special meeting shortly.
I'll just.
And we'll put that on the agenda and, at that time, if that's okay.
I'll email y'all. It'll be Friday. I'll email every one of you. the
Okay.
quote.
Okay,
Okay.
that will
Thanks.
work.
Yep.
Thanks, Jason. Next is Parks and Recreation. Barry? You're fine.
Take your time.
As you know, the United Mine Workers are going to have a march September the 3rd, starting in Marmet. So I spoke to them today to see if Marmet needed to do anything to help them. But everything's okay. I think all they need is parking space, but they're going to call me back about 2 or 3 weeks before the march starts. And at the recreation meeting we had last week, everybody was asking about inflatable houses and all that stuff. I'll have all that stuff ready to go. Next Friday, I think we have a meeting. I'll have all the prices and everything. It'll be, then we can do what we got to do. And I've been trying to get a hold of the carnival people to get their schedule so we can know what we're doing on Saturday down there and everything like that, but they haven't called back yet. And this past Saturday, we had a backpack giveaway down there. The lady gave away about 200 backpacks to kids. So everything went pretty good down there for that. Any kind of questions, I'll try to answer. If not, I'll have all the pricing and everything next Friday evening at the Recreation Committee meeting on the inflatables and stuff like that. I'll have everything ready to go.
Okay. Okay. And we're awaiting one more quote, I think, on the ice machine.
I thought we had 3.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay. We'll have those open then on the
Okay.
next agenda as well.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions of Barry? Thanks, Barry. Appreciate it. Okay, look at the committees real quick, see if they have anything. Councilperson Bass, anything for finance?
No, we're having a meeting Saturday evening.
Okay, just remember to post that
I
by
will.
Tuesday, I guess. You would, please, or
Yeah.
would. Councilperson Arpentrout, anything for?
We're getting ready to call a meeting, and I had spoke with Jason and Brian to kind of get some nuts and bolts information, and by the time I had talked with him, there wasn't time to call one before the council meeting, but I will be organizing it and clearing it and getting it posted.
Okay, sounds good. Councilperson Armentrout?
Well, we had our first meeting last Friday night. We had a pretty good turnout. There was 10 people. We got a lot of good ideas. And we're hoping to, if it can work out with the carnival, on Saturday, do some things just for the children of the town. You know, different children here in town have the the blow-ups for them, have a lot of games like cakewalks, a lot of that stuff, a lot of good suggestions. The Women's Club has decided to take over and on the parade, do a bicycle contest.
Oh, okay.
Decorating the bicycles. And one of them suggested we have a liars contest the day of Labor Day, and she's gonna take that over, set up all the rules and regulations, how to enter. We discussed a grand marshal, the Mr. and Miss Citizen and all that, and we're, getting that worked out. We're gonna meet again well, it's not this Friday night, next Friday night, July the 30th at 6:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, but we had a really good time, and I encourage other people to come. We really had a good time here, so
Great.
really encourage them, and I like to have them regularly, because a couple of the people ask.
Sure.
We have these meetings regularly, because they really enjoyed it, so. But if, anybody, really, we had a good time, you need to come out, so.
Sounds good. Thanks very much. Councilperson Skeens?
Yes, we had a meeting right before our meeting, and we opened the bid on the CPA,
Okay.
and myself and Councilman McGee, and Reporter Fawn Talbert, went over it, and I think we need to accept that. We
Okay,
we
sounds good.
found that favorable.
Okay. Well, go ahead and, I guess, discuss what your determination was, please.
Well, we determined, you want me to read the
And
application?
right, and I believe the applicant is here if you have any questions.
Okay. Roger Townsend, owner of Townsend Governmental Accounting Services. I'm a certified governmental financial manager with over 33 years' experience in governmental accounting. He retired from a career in state government in 2019 and opened TGAS to help local West Virginia municipalities with accounting services at a reasonable price. I use AccuFund accounting suite on a regular basis and am very efficient using it. He has other municipalities under contract for the same, for the exact same services, and he's proposed to contract with the town for a part-time position of accounting with all its duties at a flat rate of $1,300 a month. That would have no additional cost to it and would be billed on a monthly basis. So we went over that by using AccuFund and everything that we already use. We thought that would be a favorable candidate for CPA.
Okay. Does council have any other questions of Mr. Townsend? He's in the back here, or we can have him come up to the mic if you do.
I don't have any questions.
I'm good, unless he'd just like to introduce himself
Who
to
would you like
everybody.
to introduce yourself?
No, you did good.
Come on.
You did good.
My name's Roger Townsend. I am the owner of Townsend Governmental Accounting Services. As she read, I do have other municipalities in the area that I do accounting services for. And, I look forward to working with you guys, and just happy for the opportunity to serve you. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free. Like she read, I have 30-some years experience. Mayor knows me quite well. So, any questions, I have cards here I'll hand out to you guys. And I look forward to working with you, and love
Okay.
to see the town go forward.
Sounds good. Any other questions and comments?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Rod. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I've known Roger for many, many years, and when this position opened up, of course, with my departure from those duties, I thought of him, and I encouraged him to apply, and he was the only applicant that did apply, but luckily, my opinion, he's very qualified, and especially with AccuFund knowledge and experience, I think he'll be a great asset. And tomorrow's payroll, by the way, Roger. So, but now, if you would like to join me, I mean, we can start to go over everything. But I think it's a great hire for the town. I do have a resolution if I might go ahead and present this. It's a resolution of council hiring Roger Townsend, Townsend Governmental Accounting Services, TGAS, to perform the duties of the town treasurer. Whereas the council accepted resumes and statements of interest in order that the position could be filled, and whereas Roger Townsend, TGAS, was the successful bidder for providing accounting services to the town of Marmet, whereas the town is satisfied with Roger Townsend, TGAS, qualifications and skills, and is confident that he will be able to provide a high level of service heretofore, now therefore be hereby resolved by the mayor and the council of the town of Marmet, Kanawha County, West Virginia, that this council does hereby hire and appoint as a contracted employee a certified government financial manager, fulfill the duties of town treasurer at the rate of $1,300 a month for a period of 1 year or until further action of this council. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be effective upon passage of town council, and it's sponsored by me. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. I have a motion by Councilperson McGee. Do I have a second?
I'll make a second.
I have a second from Councilperson Armentrout. All in favor? All opposed? Resolution passes. On this, the 19th day of July, 2021. And welcome aboard, Roger. Very good, thank you. And I did not forget public safety. Councilperson McGee, do you have anything for the Public Safety Committee?
Not for me personally. I know you have one down the agenda here about the posting of the police chief job. For that, and also just meeting with Debbie Friday on the Personnel Committee and getting able to attend the rec committee on Friday. That was a pretty good deal. It was good to see a lot of people show up. So
Sounds good. Thank you. Okay, that concludes the committee and department reports. Next is ordinances and resolutions. We have first on that section, the resolution to accept the Zambelli fireworks contract for Labor Day. Councilperson McGee.
this is the annual language I bring up every year around this time, which is basically to allow the mayor and the town to enter into a contract with Zambelli Fireworks for the Labor Day show. The price is the same as it is every year. It's going to be $5,500. And this is the show that town pays for and the fire department builds and lets off on Labor Day night. So that's basically the nuts and bolts of it, and I bring it to you all tonight.
This will be at Bill Wells Park again?
Yes.
Okay. And just a question, there was some prohibition or something to the effect with the ball field, correct, as far as being able to?
Footage.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like the show that was on, I don't remember when that was, the date, that 6-minute show, that worked for the size of the fireworks, and the ball field was empty.
Okay,
What you run into with Labor Day is having the carnival,
Of course.
having the music.
exactly.
If you wanted to do fireworks there, that would all have to go away.
Okay.
And that's your catch-22 with having fireworks there on Labor Day night.
Makes sense.
So that's, and then checking in with the soccer field over here, I believe last year, the school signed off on it, but AEP did not. So that was the hang-up there. So that's
Okay.
where we're at with it.
Any other questions of Councilperson McKee? Okay. This is a resolution of council authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Zambelli's Fireworks for the Labor Day event. Whereas the town of Marmet is in process of organizing its annual Labor Day event for the benefits of the residents and guests of the town of Marmet, and whereas every year the town schedules a fireworks show as part of the Labor Day festivities, and whereas the town has agreed to contract with Zambelli's Fireworks to provide fireworks at the price of $5,500, and whereas the amount shall be paid in 2 equal installments, the first being prior to April 30, 2021, and the second installment to be paid prior to Labor Day. Now therefore, it be resolved that the mayor and the council of the town of Marmet, Kanawha County, West Virginia, that this council does hereby authorize and direct the execution of the agreement in accordance with the terms stated herein. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be effective upon passage by the town council. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Councilperson Skeens has a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll make a second.
Councilperson Armentrout, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Next on the agenda is a resolution to approve the creation of an office manager position, which is a promotion of Ruth Meadows to office manager. I put this on the agenda to basically address a couple of issues in the town. The first being a constant annual audit finding of separation of duties that a lot of you may be aware of, that the state auditor notes on our annual audits. And that's basically where we should have multiple persons taking care of the finances for the town of Marmet, and not one person singularly taking care of payables and receivables and everything in one basket. What we'd like to do is I'd like to propose that we hire a second clerk that the town, the office manager would be supervising. Both of these individuals would split the duties that currently are held by Ms. Meadows, as well as those formerly held by Jill Runyon, and those that are currently held by Karen as our court clerk, and those undertaken by Kim Atkinson for the police department. Consolidation of all of those activities and responsibilities will save the town money, and will provide another full-time person to be available for town business. So that is my primary driver for promotion of Ms. Meadows to office manager, to oversee that person's activities and ensure that all responsibilities are taken care of in an expeditious and efficient manner. Also, of course, it's a reward for performance. I think Ruth has done an excellent job, and I believe that the town is, lucky to have her in the current clerk position, and I believe this is well warranted, and I would propose that this be accepted. Also making her a salaried position at $35,000 a year. Do I have any discussion from council?
Well, one thing about her position, the last time that we did across the board raises, at that time we did not have a full-time clerk, and that position was not given a raise. So every position in this town had received some kind of at least small raise except for that one. And one of the things too, I like that you discussed that may really, I think, will be beneficial to our citizens. If Ruth has to be on PTO, well, that we have somebody that can actually do the functions of the office instead of just answering the phone. And the two people working in the office, they can take staggered lunches, and we won't have to close anymore from noon to 1. And I think that will be really handy for some residents that only have that time to be able to come in and take care of business because they work till 5 o'clock. I thought citizens should know that, so that I think that will be really beneficial to them.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Yeah, I do. If you're involved, and I'm not just saying this because you're sitting right in front of me, but if you're involved in city government for the past 2-3 years, if you're an employee of the town, just as I had the conversation for this council meeting, it's no secret amongst employees and everyone who helps keep the wheel spinning day to day, and that's Ruth. So it's well deserved. Like I said, and going back last time, that position did not get that raise, and rewarding, I believe in merit raises. So out of merit itself, she's at the top of the list for me. So she does a great job. So that's my thoughts.
Any other comments? Okay, hearing
Michael
none.
summed it up.
I'm sorry?
Michael summed it up.
Okay,
Yeah, he did.
thank you. Hearing none, I'll read the resolution for council's consideration. This is a resolution of the council of the town of Marmet creating the position of office manager and promoting town clerk Ruth Meadows to the newly created position. whereas the council for the town of Marmet believes that the position of the office manager is essential to oversee the day-to-day operations of the town of Marmet, and whereas Ruth Meadows currently holds the position of town clerk, and council believes that Ms. Meadows is well qualified to function in the role of office manager, and whereas it is necessary to amend the current levy estimate to include this position within the current fiscal year, and whereas it will be necessary to establish the salary for this new position that will likewise need to be included in the levy estimate, and whereas the council for the town of Marmet is responsible for the creation of positions and the salaries apportioned thereof, now therefore be it hereby resolved by the mayor and the council of the town of Marmet, Kanawha County, West Virginia, that this council does hereby authorize and direct that the position of office manager be created, and be it further resolved that Ruth Meadows be promoted to the position of office manager. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be effective upon passage by the town council. Okay, before we vote, I just wanted to note a couple of things. I have looked at the fiscal impact of this, and like I say, it is a net savings to the town, consolidating the other positions and having the office manager in charge of this person, and apportioning and allocating those various responsibilities of the sanitation department, the town as well, amongst the two individuals. I think we'll see a lot more, we'll see greater efficiency and greater effectiveness. And with that, I would like to take interest of a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Councilperson McGee. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a second from Councilperson Bass. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you for what you do.
Yes. We
Next
wouldn't
on-
survive without you.
We wouldn't have these nifty little binders.
I know.
Next on the agenda was a resolution to approve the contractor installation of new playground equipment, but I believe we're still awaiting
Yes.
contact.
Yeah, so so hopefully, maybe Ruth will hear something by the time you call a special meeting, or in the worst case scenario, we can, bring it back up at the next meeting. So, yeah.
Okay, so,
Crack that whip, no.
so we'll move that to the next agenda, hopefully.
I know.
Resolution to hire accountant to perform the duties of town treasurer, we took care of that. Resolution to approve the arch at Ben Morris Field, Councilperson Armentrout.
Yes, we had, pushed this to the to this meeting from the last meeting, and, we would, just like to thank the Meadows for their donation of the arch, and would just like to, approve it to officially, thank him and the former mayor, and, so that way we can take care of, the accounting purposes of, declaring it as an asset. And, unless anybody else has any other discussion or anything.
Was the amendment put in there that it not be moved?
No,
Okay.
I called, Scott, and, he hadn't returned my phone call.
Okay, then I think we should get back with Kevin, because that was something he was very adamant about.
Yeah.
And not, let me talk to him and see what he says. He was very adamant about not, he just wanted that added in there. That was his request. That was just what he requested. And of course, I spoke to you about it, and I spoke, to everybody else.
Sure.
And if it's not, I don't want to go, I talked to him personally, and I don't want to go against his wishes. I don't want to say, yeah, Kevin, and I did. I told him, I said, I'll bring it up and see what we can do. So before we do that, I would really like to speak with him about it,
Yeah, and really, honestly, and like we had discussed too, we would have to have a meeting, and we would have to have a vote before anything like that could ever occur anyway. And we have to publicly let citizens know and justify a reason for moving it, or et cetera. And, there's definitely no plans to do that. you know, but there is some concern from up here about, just tying council's hands. You know, cause, I mean, nobody knows what the future holds, but there is no intent to do anything with it except for enjoy it, and hopefully we can put a real pretty fence around it.
That's true. But I think his concern was, if there was no intent of taking it down, then there wouldn't be a problem just adding that clause in there that there's no intention of removing it. It would stay right where it's at.
Yeah.
That was his concern, and that's the only thing he asked for.
Okay.
So, I will get with him though, and then if y'all wanna put it on till next time, and let me talk to him and see what he says. Maybe invite him to even come to the meeting.
Yeah, I thought, for our conversation, I thought he was
Yeah.
coming.
But I'll talk with him, and then, and invite him to come here, okay?
Just whatever you got, you know, whatever you guys think is best.
What's the clause again? To not,
He just wants something stating that it's not to be moved. Because rumors here's what the rumors was to him,
Mhm.
that was related to me,
Mhm.
that once the resolution was passed,
Okay.
it belonged to the town,
Okay.
and that the council was gonna have it taken down
okay.
and moved, or taken down and destroyed.
Mhm.
And he just wanted a clause stating, you know, with this administration, it would stay there. That's the only thing he was asking, that,
Okay.
that amendment be put in there, that it would stay there. That was
Okay.
all.
Okay. We talking time frame as in this term?
And just
Forever,
this,
ever?
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, just with this, and I think it's just because of the controversy with all the
Understand.
division the towns had.
Yeah.
Kevin just wants to make sure that what money he put into it, that once it was passed, this council wouldn't vote to take it down, destroy it, and he'd be out all this money.
I don't have a problem with that. No, I think
And
that,
that's me, I didn't see a problem
Nah,
if we had no
well.
intention to take it down. Why, we couldn't put an amendment in there that it would be taken down.
well, that's why I asked on the time frame
Yeah.
because I would feel, I don't know, say guilty, so I just use the word to handcuff anybody 10, 20 years down the road.
It's exactly what the
You know
mayor
what I
said.
mean?
He said with this
And-
administration.
Sure. And the sad thing is, you're exactly right what you said about the rumors and everything
Yes.
else. What's sad is that this group, this is the first conversation we've had about this.
Mhm.
Everything's coming from everywhere else.
Exactly.
So that's unfortunate. But
Yeah.
no, I'm with you. You want to speak to Kevin, see what he would like to do.
And
I can
have
assure,
spoken.
I know, and I can assure him and you and anybody else, I can speak for everybody up here, there's no intention to move it.
Nope.
You
And that's the
know,
only reason he wanted the
I
clause. He
understand.
said if it's in writing,
Understand.
then he felt more comfortable with it.
sure, I understand
That's
that.
the only reason he asked that clause, no
Yeah.
other reason.
Can we vote on that tonight and let Scott add it, or do we need to really do it at like another meeting?
It's a redo.
BJ wants to
I think
talk.
that's a redo.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's a redo.
BJ wants
That's
to
a redo.
talk.
That'd be fine.
Put her in your mic.
And, I mean, we aren't gonna move it, but at the same time, I'm more than willing to put something in there that if for some reason it would have to be moved, I'm not saying it should be or would be destroyed, because that'd be stupid, we aren't gonna do that.
Right.
But, possibly putting something in there, if it is, for some reason we do have to move it, that we will, discuss it with them, where we're gonna move it, you know, even if it's to move it, just to put a fence in. I don't know if that would be a problem he would have if we would just move it around to take it up in order to put the fence in. So I think to me, it's a little tight there. I appreciate the donation. It's lovely. I love it. I think it's fabulous. I would rather the cabinet say we won't remove it. I'd rather say we will absolutely discuss it with him and his wife about it. And, you know, obviously no one's going to get rid of it. But, you know, if it would have to be moved, we could discuss it with them where it would be, what the options are, or why it's going to have to be moved, whether it's taken up just to put in a fence. But just putting it where we cannot move it, I have a problem with that, because that, like they said, it ties our hands. That bothers me.
Okay.
And I'm very appreciative of the gift. The citizens absolutely love it. I do too.
I don't think, BJ, it's as much of taking it down. I think his concern was with all the rumors that ran around. That's where this is all coming from. Was that once it was passed and it belonged to town, then the council was gonna have it removed and destroyed. I think's what the rumors was gotten back to him, and he just didn't want to put all this money into it for that to happen. Now, he would understand, just say, if a week from now, a truck came along and hit it and damaged it, and it was, something,
Yeah.
not safe.
Yep.
He would understand that, or if the steel, something happened to it, that it would not be safe. But insurance has approved it the way it was put up. So his thing was, it just not be taken down and destroyed. He'd like for it to stay right where it's at. And like the mayor said, we can only speak for this administration, we cannot speak for the next one. So if we just put in there that this administration has no intent of deliberately taking it down and destroying it or anything like that, it's to just remain where it's at.
Yeah,
Francis?
I could do, deal with that we're not gonna take it down and destroy it.
Francis, you'll learn something up here. There's a lot more rumors go around than need be.
I know.
Even if it would have to be moved strictly just for, reasons with the fence, I'd absolutely okay with bringing him in so he can, we can discuss it with him and he can see the area that we're moving it to, just even if we want to literally move it back to where it is. But no, I'll absolutely be cool with putting something in there where we can't destroy it. That would be,
Oh, yeah.
I'd just be silly to do it.
If I,
And
I'm
just
fine with
like,
that. We won't, I could.
Go ahead,
put
BJ.
costs, we won't destroy it.
Yeah.
BJ,
destroying it. Yeah.
go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. I'll
No, the only thing I was gonna say is kind of in the same vein of, destroying it, that's, I'm not gonna touch on that, but, you have one down the agenda about the fence. If that were to come to fruition and say we were to have to turn it a certain way.
And he would understand.
Sure.
I don't think he'd have a problem at all with that.
Yeah, and then, or worst case scenario, being right there in McCorkle, somebody wrecks into it or anything, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that I would hope be understandable. It's unfortunate that it's gotten to this point with the
Exactly.
rumors. But, you hear people talk about getting along, so you would hope that stuff would stop. But
Yeah, right.
here we are. So, but, no, you're right. We can speak with Kevin, and then I'm ready to move on from this, because this is my first comments about this sign, but there's been a lot of other comments. So I'm ready to move forward and do what we gotta do for the town. Let's get past it, yeah, because it's been in the ground since May. So let's move forward, do what we gotta do.
Well, I'll just say that, I'm like Michael, I've not made a single comment about this. But, I agree that, it was very gracious of Kevin and Mary to donate, and, I have no problem with it, nor do I have a problem with that language regarding the intent, because there is none to, in any way negatively impact that donation. So I will hold that to the next agenda, and, I haven't seen Kevin in a long time, and I'd love to have him come as well, and, just to thank him if nothing else. So let's move forward if we can, after we have that,
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Francis, you'll talk to Kevin.
I sure will.
Okay, thanks. All right. Moving on, under new business, we have posting of interest in chief of police position. As everyone knows, with the new administration, typically, there'll be a period of time that we'll look at the position of chief of police, and this is none different. This occurred twice before over the past 5 years, and my intent is to post this position in the newspaper and really every outlet that we can, so that we fairly attract the candidates that are interested in the position. And this includes our current chief, who I do hope submits an application. And at that point, I will assess them initially, and then I'll invite our public safety committee to weigh in as well. And basically, I just want to move forward with the best intent to have a police department that will be 100% effective and efficient for the town. And within the scope of those interviews, my basic premise is to learn, what type of what they would anticipate their style of leadership to be, goals I'm very goal-oriented person, so I want to speak to candidates about that, and I'm real high on planning as well, so I want to speak with our candidates on both short and long-term planning. And like I say, this is no indicator of intent to hire any particular person, and I look forward to speaking with those qualified applicants. So if council would allow, I'd like to post this position in as many outlets as reasonably possible, and I've talked to our recorder about doing so.
How long are we gonna take applications for?
I would say for 2 weeks,
Okay.
if that's possible. We can post it as a Class 2 ad and in the paper, and of course on Facebook. And BJ, can we post it on our webpage?
I have no access. I can't put anything on there. It won't let me access it. Now the applications for the town could be accessed by anyone, but I can't log on and change anything. That's one of the big reasons we're getting the new site.
Okay.
I'm going to be putting it on the West Virginia Municipal League site. They have a classified section for that and the other position, as well as Indeed. It's a recruiter, job recruiter online. And I want to see if there's any other recruiter type online positions. Now, it comes with benefits, right? Everything, both full-time are with benefits, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I will entertain a motion to have that posting because it's not inexpensive to post in the newspaper. So do I have a motion to?
I make a motion.
Okay. Councilperson Skeens made a motion. Do I have a second?
Go ahead, Teresa.
Okay.
I have a second from Teresa. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item, the promotion of Ruth Meadows to office manager. We've already taken care of that. Thank you. Next is the posting of the position of full-time clerk. I discussed this as well, but again, I'd like to reiterate that this will make the town, in my estimation, much more efficient and effective as far as being available all hours of the business day to serve the public, while taking care of an audit finding that is found with most all municipalities, Class 4 municipalities in the state of West Virginia due to resource constraints on its personnel. And I will ask Ruth to take a look at the responsibilities that I've laid out for the office as a whole, and then allocate those between the two positions equitably, so that we do avoid that finding in the future from the state auditor, as well as balance out the time constraints for each position if approved. And what we'll do is to allocate a portion of the expense, again, equitably to the sanitation department, as they will be part of the two positions as a whole, and of course to the town. If this position is approved, we will likewise advertise this in as many outlets as possible. And I do have some verbal interest already. So I think this will be a great move for the town if passed. Any questions of council with regard to the concept or?
No, it's about like same time frame, like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
reasonable. Yeah,
Well,
and BG can put them on the same outlets as the other ones.
Sure.
so.
Just to add, I think it's important though with Jill retiring and Mrs. Atkinson with her intention to retire from that position, it kind of opened itself up to be able to combine these positions, save a little money, get another full-time position in here. So
Yeah.
I think that should be a big help.
And it's not a knock on Ms. Atkinson. She does fine. It's just that this would make things much more efficient, keep things in-house, if you will, within the building. And we'll try to also meet another request by our judge, and that is to split the responsibilities of PD and the court, separate those two functions completely, so that there's no apparent conflict of interest or any real conflict of interest between the two positions. So it will take care of, it'll check a bunch of boxes, I think, for the town. Any other comments? Okay, do I have a motion to post and create this position for a clerk for the town of Marmet?
I make a motion.
Okay, I have a motion from Ms. Armentrout. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Ms. Bass. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Next, we had on the agenda a purchase of a new computer for the second clerk, and to be honest, we were going to have to do this anyway. The computer in Jill's office for sanitation was failing routinely, and the computer that Karen Snodgrass was using for court crashed, and she was able to recover, I think, most of the files, if I'm not mistaken, BJ. But those two are shot, and the one in the former mayor's office is not appropriate. It's I tried to access AccuFund, and it's not even. Yeah, it's not, and plus it doesn't have Microsoft Suite to the extent that we need it, and I'm even getting a non-registration notice for Windows. So really.
We need to hire an IT guy, you know?
Oh, BJ.
Put her up to the
She said,
microphone.
go ahead and say that again, BJ.
I need to get the Microsoft suite on my computer as well. I haven't got it, and anytime I use my computer and sends up the roof, she has issues and yells at me.
We're not compatible, so she sends me stuff, I can't edit it or do anything with it,
Yeah,
so when we work on this stuff,
yeah. We need to get on the same page.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've had 2 calls into Mountaineer Computer Systems, and they've not responded. So I'm still in the dark as to what version of certain software packages we need. And also, I requested, a shovel-ready computer loaded with AccuFund already from them. And so I've not received a response, and therefore, as critical as this is, we do have a couple weeks at least before we look at another clerk. And I think Karen's okay right now with court. So if we could put this off until we hear from MCS, I think that'd be a good move, because I'd hate to buy something with Windows Home or,
they said home will not work.
Yeah.
And all that.
so Windows Professional probably. But then,
Shannon had home on hers, and it wouldn't work.
and then you have Microsoft Suite, and we want to make sure that's compatible as well. So let's go ahead and not table, but move this as well to the next agenda, and hopefully we'll hear from Mountaineer Computer. But it is a real need, but we'll try to make do in the meantime. Okay, next is a discussion and creation of a special fund for capital asset management. I've talked about this probably 13 years ago as a recorder. We need to plan in the town of Marmet for major capital purchases. And I tried to set up a fund back in those days, and it wasn't really well received in that you have to be fairly well disciplined to set aside monies from your budget every year with the anticipation of spending those in the future. Typically, no disrespect to any council, but typically a council prefers to, look at a budget in the short term and take care of obligations within the year, whereas we actually need to plan for 5 and 10 years. A good illustration of this is the Packard truck. If you had a capital plan in place whereby you pledge 25,000 of your budget every year, after 5 years, you know, you could afford that Packer truck, and I don't believe that would have a serious impact to the town, to do that. So what I would ask is that we, send this to the finance, committee to look at moving, maybe some of our rollover, which was 50,000, moving a portion of that possibly in a budget revision to a new fund that, we can create for capital asset management. And with the intent every year to budget for that transfer of funds for that purpose, to future, you know, for future funding of vehicles primarily and equipment. So what I'm asking is, number one, for council to create a named special fund for capital asset management. And and if approved, we'll take care of that in AccuFund, and working with the state auditor to make sure everything is okay, and I'm sure it is. And that will actually create a new column on our balance sheet for probably a Fund 35 or something of that nature. But then you'll see assets moved into that periodically, up until which time you choose to spend those on capital assets, which are very needed. So I'd ask for council to approve that if possible.
Now, does that approval, does that need to come with an opening of a new fund? Does that need to come in the form of a resolution?
It probably does, yes.
Okay.
So what we'll do, I mean, if you vote to do so, then we can ask Scott to author a resolution. you know,
Approve
to
it,
do
move
that.
forward with the
Yeah.
form of a resolution?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll get with the state auditor. There's a range of funds they prefer for certain purposes, so I'll get with them to verify the fund number, which is a minor consideration, but I think that's probably how we should proceed.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve
Okay.
the beginning stages of the Capital Asset Management Fund with the move to pass forward later in the resolution.
Very good, thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a second, Ms. Armentrout. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved, thank you. Next item is a discussion on the American Rescue Plan Act funding. Councilperson McGee.
This is just really an update for everyone newly elected, as well as the audience and anybody watching, listening at home. Back in the May meeting, I brought up and I got approved the American Rescue Plan Fund, which at the time, that $570,000 in COVID money that was allocated to Marmet, that was the way it was going to be given to us through that fund. And there was a bit of a delay in getting that fund set up, and some conversation of how we were going to be getting that fund directly deposited to us. And then on Friday, Ruth sent out an email. She, along with the mayor, finally got us our application processed through. We are now approved through that to get that money, that $570. The biggest difference now is instead of it going directly into that fund, it's going to come to us in the general fund. And then there's a mandate that we move it into that American Rescue Plan Fund.
Okay.
So that's going to be the process moving forward. And that money will not come in one lump sum, probably come in at least two sums. So that's, I think it's 2 fiscal years. Yeah. And so that's a little bit of a change from May whenever I brought that up and passed it, but that's where we're at. It's going to come in the general fund, and it's up to us to then move it. So that's where we're at there.
Okay, we should probably have Scott author a second resolution for creation of that fund as well.
Yeah, we're created. Is that the same one from May, or is this going to be a different one?
They created an account, correct? Yeah, but it's not a fund per
Well, it
se.
has to be in a separate.
Yeah.
We're probably using the
Yeah,
wrong terminology. 'cause
probably
we're
right.
not accountants.
Probably right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it had to be a separate account.
Okay.
Set up, so when it's also in general fund, and they went ahead and did that, I guess, the same time it is, and everybody's thinking it's probably
Yeah.
trying to get the other, sent through the new account numbers. Under Oasis, we're already set up with our general fund, our deposit, so what municipal has decided and all of it, the funds that are already set up with Oasis, then you have to transfer it to the other account.
Right.
It had to be a
Yes.
separate account.
Yep.
And that's
Okay. That should be okay then.
Thank you.
If we did wish to invest that at BTI, we might want to look at setting up a separate fund as well.
Okay.
We don't want those investments commingled. for sure. And we do have 4 investments for the BTI at this time in 2 funds, stabilization and special projects. But I want to keep that in mind. But for now, that should be okay.
I'll give you the regulations for that.
Excuse me. Okay. 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 Sounds good.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on Councilperson McGee's item?
No, sir.
Okay. Next is a mini grant concept, infrastructure and finance. What I thought maybe our infrastructure committee could look at here is some way to incent the McCorkle Avenue residents and businesses to enhance their properties to a small degree, whereby we would actually do something that the county initiated, maybe 3 years ago. And that is to provide small, what I'm gonna call mini grants to those entities, residents as well as businesses, that wish to enhance at least the facades of their businesses to make McCorkle Avenue more appealing, to attract other businesses and residents to the town. And of course, it would have to be something that would be looked at by a committee or subcommittee initially and preliminarily approved. Then my concept would include the business or the individual homeowners taking care of the purchases, retaining the receipts, doing the work, and then applying for that reimbursement up to whatever amount the committee might decide. But I think it's essential that we make McCorkle Avenue as attractive as possible. I know it's maybe surface type of effort, but it is critical to attract new interest, I think, to the town, and at a very minimal price, and something that we could probably get reimbursed for through various means. But anyway, and my whole intent was to ask the infrastructure and finance committees to just consider this concept and maybe come back with a more solid plan in the future.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely look into it because I'm already connected with the West Virginia Community Hub and Create Your State, so that may be a possibility.
Yeah, and I don't know if the old Main Street program still exists through the development office, but it did when I was there. And
Yeah, it's still in existence, and Recreate Your State is kind of involved with them too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll check on the Main Street as well, and like I said, I'm kind of connected with all them. So yeah, that's definitely something that can be doable. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, in fact, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, BJ.
I've been really looking at the municipal league site, Bruce got me one, and I'm finding lots of different grants and different stuff that I'm trying to look into, and I'm actually doing a webinar tomorrow for about properties that have like asbestos or something, about getting grants and stuff to get them cleaned up. I was thinking, the old junior high. I don't know if we could do it or not, but that would be a good one when we get rid of them, McCorkle.
Absolutely. And we've already had a number of entities contact the office regarding this very, very topic as far as enhancing the appearance and the town as a whole. So very encouraged by that. So.
Yeah. One of the meetings that I attend to with Recreate Your State, and some of the other cities have done it, they've encouraged business owners, even if it's abandoned buildings and stuff, painting like murals on their side, or even painting their storefront windows and stuff. And to protect it, you can do like a property easement, that if the property or anything's ever owned, that they still have to maintain that mural and keep it up and looking good. So, but yeah, so that's been a real good contact, because there's a lot of civic leaders all across the state that is with that, and you get a lot of good ideas. In fact, if COVID was even going to continue, some cities had figured out how to still do parades instead of the floats going down the street. The floats were stationary and people can just drive their cars. You know, yeah, there was all kinds of little neat ideas, but a lot of communities have been kind of doing that with murals, metal flowers, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and it really wouldn't take a lot of money, really. BJ?
I found, I've also, in my research and, Facebook looking stuff, I found, a grant for mural, the stuff that we could possibly, long as we're involving kids and stuff, that, we can get, the money to take care of it, as well as, maybe possibly pay an artist, like one of the art teachers, but as long as we involve the kids and, make some kind of, like, maybe mural on the rec building. But as well as other art-related stuff.
Sounds good. Very good. Thanks, BJ. And also, Karen Polly had given me some information before the meeting that may bear fruit as well, so thank you for that. And, everyone, maintain interest in the town, and, we'll try to progress and make Marmet really a place people would like to locate. Prior to this meeting with the sanitation meeting, we discussed the exodus of residents from the town, and I'd like to turn that around for sure, grow our population and our business population. So that has to be one of my primary goals here, and I'm sure it is of all council, so thank you. Next item is update on the purchase of a Packer truck. Councilperson Ormantrout.
Oh, yeah. Jason, did you get any more information about the Packer truck? Are they? Okay, so we're still on the hunt officially then? Okay. Well, good. Yeah, 'cause are we like on like on some kind of national thing now, or?
The way I understood it was,
Okay.
Yeah, we do. And I have a call into the county as far as the process, and Ms. Polly may actually be able to help us. The problem we have is availability within the state of West Virginia. So if we advertise for quotes in Charleston newspaper, that's not going to reach the audience we need, because I found a multitude of trucks in Virginia and Pennsylvania, for example, but those businesses, unless they're contacted directly, solicited directly, they're not going to bid. They're not going to see, our need. We may be able to list with the state purchasing.
There is a federal website that you can list what you want. Don't remember the name of it. I'll see if I can find it.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked at the GSA site and, yeah.
But I remember because I was looking at something that one of my doctors wanted to buy, and I used that, and they got it like in 2 weeks, and their pricing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and of course,
I don't remember the website.
yeah.
Okay.
And of course, the problem with the truck is you're not going to have 3 exactly alike vehicles. You might be able to find 3 20 cubic yard vehicles, but one may be, a Peterbilt, one may be, some other. I mean, it's just going to be very difficult to get comparables. But yeah, we should be able to get pretty close. They all have different options, but like I said, we're going to maintain the pressure on this until we can find something, Jason.
Yeah, I thought that they was still kind of in the hunt, but.
Yeah, we definitely are. Okay, thanks. Any other comments on the Packer truck? Okay. Next is, we talked about the sinkholes. Next is the front fence at Benmore Steel.
Skipped one.
You
Brush.
skipped one.
Brush.
They
Oh,
cleared
yeah,
the
clearing the brush. Sorry about that.
You're on the agenda item.
I know. Clearing of brush on the riverbank at Bill Wells Park. I think that we could clear that brush for probably $7,000 to $8,000. With council permission, I'd like to put that out for bids to clear. And I'm also in touch with the Corps of Engineers to repair or replace the railing there off of the fishing area. And if they would assume to do that, I would like to come back to council to see if we can integrate some wooden benches possibly in front of those rails for fishing purposes, like you see at the beach on the piers. I think it would be a great addition for very minimal cost.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if the Corps will invest, and I believe they should because it's a safety hazard. Once that brush is cleared, it's going to be an open, open causeway to the water. So
Part of that rails broke or.
right.
Mhm.
So if they'll replace that especially, I'd like to bring back to council the possibility of building some or buying some wooden benches, simple wooden benches or PVC or whatever we can come up with to enhance that area. Because that could be, as we've all discussed, a great asset to the town.
And especially later on with the anticipation of, a boat ramp coming
Yeah,
from the
absolutely.
county. And of course, not Ravenswood, actually it is. They're rebuilding their whole economy off of their river, after the decline of industry and stuff in that area. So everything's now invested into the riverfront property and promoting fishing, tourism, and all of that, And of course, tourism is the number one industry right now in West Virginia.
Yeah, you're right, and Marmont has not taken advantage of its access to Canal River, which, it is significant. So, I encourage us to improve the properties that are located on the canal and hopefully integrate those into some of our celebrations, some of the activities, because it is a great asset, and we've just not taken advantage of that in the past. But back to the agenda item, I'd like to post a request for bids to clear that brush, and I'll be glad to take pictures to put with, the information should they call in for the information. So, but do I have a motion then to post that for clearing of the brush?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Good.
Councilperson Armitage makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I
I'll
say,
second.
Councilperson Skeen, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Like I say, we talked about the sinkholes, and we'll get those bids and take care of that hopefully on the next agenda if possible. Next is front fence at Benmore's Field. Councilperson Armitage?
Well, that was one of my goals when I ran. I would love to see a new fence. I'd love to see it all the way round. And I spoke with a resident here. She sent me a message to congratulate me, and I told her that what was my goal. She had made a promise to Jerry McGee a few years ago. She'd donate $10,000, and she told me that was still good, so that's a good start. And I'll donate money to go along with that. Plus, for the Labor Day, if there's no church is going to set up for Labor Day, I will do a hot dog sale. I'd like to get some volunteers though, but everything we make off the hot dog sale will go towards the thing. But I would like to do a lot of fundraisers to go and get that started. It's something I want done as soon as possible. And I'm really willing to work and get people in the community. I mean, there's nobody I've spoke to who's not wanted that. Like everybody said, it's been needed for years. And it really improved the looks, and you were talking about improving the looks on McCorkle.
Oh, yeah.
That with that arch that's already there, put a black wrought iron fence there, I think it just set it off.
That'd be nice.
And so I'm willing to work day and night if I have to, but I'm willing to do it if I can. And I'm sure I've got a lot of people who've already said they volunteered, got their name on the list, so you gave me your name, look out, because I'm gonna be calling. And it may be out in the sun too, working, but we will get it done. We will get it done.
That's great. Yeah. Any other comments?
It's a worthy project.
absolutely.
No, Jeff?
Yes, it is.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Next is the National Night Out. Councilperson McGee?
Yeah, I'll be bringing the chief in on this, Chief Perrine, to really kind of update where we're at and what we need to do to move forward. Anything else needs done moving forward, 'cause I know it's coming up, Tuesday, August 3rd, from 7 to 10 p.m. I know we spoke, he got pizzas donated, pop donated. I know I spoke to Karen there, I think Friday, and she had sent out all those letters. I don't know if you have any more additional information of what's going on. Sir. Well, I'll add on, I mentioned it at the rec committee meeting on Friday night. Friday, I called Kona Ice. Now, they were in town a couple times. They seemed to be a pretty good hit with people, and I gave them a call just to see if they'd be interested, if they were open to coming to the night out event on the 3rd, and that time slot and that date is open for them. And I know tonight we spoke about passing a budget, for that event. I'm gonna throw a little math at you all, but basically they serve 50 cups of ice. It's $125. After that 50th cup, it's $2.50 for every cup. So if you did 100 cups, that's $250. Something like that, $250. So if that's doable for everybody, I know it's probably gonna be a warm night, probably humid. I know we're gonna have pizza and pop. If anybody would like something cold, maybe a little bit of shaved ice, that's an option we could do. If anybody's interested in that, it'd be something for the kids. I know adults like that stuff too. So that's an option. Like I said, I called the guy on Friday, and he texted me again, actually right for the meeting, to see where we were at with it. And I told him I'd let him know. So
Yeah, by any chance, can he do a discount? Cause of course, I don't know how many will come, but I know the last one, we had about 400.
yeah, I don't know. I'd
Yeah,
have to get with
I'm
him
just
on that.
kind of worried, if we don't need more than 100, that's fine, but I didn't know.
Well, what we could do is, because I don't know if we need him there for all 3 hours. If we wanted to say
Gotcha.
7:30 to 8:30.
Gotcha.
Give him about 30 minutes to open up. Because if I remember correctly, it took everybody about 15, 20 minutes, and they start piling in. So you give about that maybe 7:30, 8:30, or 7:30 to 9, and then, after that, then that's it. Because it gets start getting dark now. About 8:40. Well, it's 9 o'clock now. It's dark. So if we wanted to do something like that time frame, whatever everybody thinks,
Yeah,
that's
that
an
might be-
option.
Cause I think that would be a good idea, so. By any chance, have you talked with your contact with Cabin Creek Health Clinic, or you need me to call? Cause I was thinking they may wanna come down and set up to do something.
I can talk to her if you have something in mind.
Well, if they wanna do free blood pressure checks or anything, and that way they can promote their clinic and, that kind of thing,
I can do
just,
that. Yeah.
Cause I know they set up for other community events and things like that as well,
Yeah.
so, and then of course, yeah, if they want to, I know that they need to be refrigerated and things like that, but whatever they think is best, but yeah, You
Okay.
know, and sometimes, you know, I know like some of these clinics and stuff will even have little small things
Mhm.
that they can hand out to people and.
That's a
I'm-
good
I'm-
idea.
But I'm still reaching out to some nonprofits and, of course, I'm planning on coming and face painting. Now, I'm not Picasso, but you can't beat my rate, so.
Well, also too, I think that night with it being kind of getting dark and things like that, the glow necklaces are always an automatic hit.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
with the kids, and I know you found some, was it Friday? Mm-hmm. Okay. If we want to purchase, well, they come in packs, was it 50? Packs in 50. If we wanted to take a look at that, get some more glow necklaces and
I think that will be cute. So,
Yeah.
yeah, they'll love that and
Yeah.
they would love a Kona ice.
maybe a different
too.
color or something. Yeah.
BJ wants to talk.
Oh, okay. BJ, we'll get to you, sweetie, I promise.
Did she?
Becca, just tell her.
Okay. Mhm. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they love that too.
Yeah. Donate. Supposed to be. That's what it said.
Amazon.
BJ said that the school has a cotton candy machine.
Oh, okay. BJ wanted to talk.
The school has a candy machine, and I'm willing to about positively say that the principal let us use it, and I volunteered to be one that gets covered in running the machine.
Say that one more time, please.
What'd he say?
You broke up just a little bit. If you can.
Cotton candy machine. School has one. Buy stuff. I'll run it.
Yeah, she said.
Oh,
she'll
so,
be the one
okay.
get
Cotton
so-
candy. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, she'll be the one get coated in sugar.
Will you be back then, BJ?
Will you be back in time?
Means you've been gone for 6 months.
I won't come back.
Michael,
So-
does the Kona Iceman, does he need to know right away or?
He just texted me. Like I talked to him on Friday. I told him I'd try to find out something. Try to nail something down. I'd let him know. But
Well, I'll make an offer there. I'd offer the hot dogs, and since somebody else did pizza, because nobody wanted to cook the hot dogs, and I understand that,
Mhm.
I'll be happy to donate 150 towards that ice,
okay.
the ices.
Okay.
If somebody wants to go that route. 'Cause
Like I
I'm
said,
not-
it's what everybody wants to do. Like I said, it's just I was
Like
actually
a
talking to
time
Ruth
frame
when it
would be
just
good.
popped in my head.
Not
So
like
that's
3 hours.
you know
Yeah.
something. And we spoke about the speed of it all. I talked to 3 different people that went to them, and they said it was pretty fast. And I guess on the outside of it, you basically serve yourself.
Yeah, he just hands you the ice.
Yeah, and then if you want something like fancy, he can do it inside. But I guess the basic stuff is right there on the outside for everybody. So if everybody wants to do it and do it for what's an hour,
Yeah.
7:30 to 8:30,
Sounds
you
good.
know, and then we want to get some more glow necklaces or whatever everybody wants to do. Because I know we talked about passing a budget anyway.
Yeah.
So yes. So
Okay.
what do you think?
I think we take a motion to do that part and then maybe finance can put that on for, the budget.
Yeah. That'll be
Okay.
fine.
Okay, but so you're gonna make a motion for an hour or?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we bring in Kona Ice for 1 hour, 7:30 to 8:30 that evening.
Okay, do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Ah,
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay,
Like
and
what's
then-
an icy? No.
yeah, and then we'll look at the budget
Okay.
for Saturday.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay, sounds
I just
good.
got that just for me. Shaved ice all night.
Okay, next item was the Labor Day discussion, and as Ms. Armentrout noted earlier, there's been a lot of great discussion,
Mhm.
for Labor Day, so Not much more to say there, except, keep coming forward with your ideas, and we'll try to put something together, very soon.
Yeah, an agenda, various, we'll get some prices, especially on the, inflatable houses. If we could get it, we thought maybe on Saturday for the kids, when we did things just for the kids. They also thought about if we could keep them even for Monday or having them come back Monday. So they may give us like a 3-day deal, maybe bring them, blow them up for 3 days, maybe at a discount. If not, then we'll go route,
Okay.
whatever we can choose to go with that. But he's gonna get the prices on all that.
That sounds
Barry,
good.
where we got that tent, do they still have those inflatables that we got off them one time before?
That's who I'm talking to on 58.
I thought it was somewhere in back like K&H or H.
That's the only place we've ever got.
That's quite. Okay, okay. They got Dunkin' Bit too.
I'll have,
Yeah, you go check it out.
I'll have all the prices at the recreation.
With a Dunkin' booth too.
For BJ.
Yeah, we're gonna put BJ in there.
Are you gonna set it?
No, you are. We
No,
gonna put
Todd,
you
we'll
in there.
put you in it.
They brought them, if they didn't staff anybody to monitor them or run them, they just brought them, ran into that before. Them not, they're three inflatables and one guy, and then they expect us to do monitoring. They really, I mean, for liability and safety. they're
Yeah.
not-
Yeah, they should.
What? What about the cookie board?
Yeah, 'cause we had them drop off three one time with one guy. It's like, okay, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, that's what it ought to be.
Just need to clarify that. We do provide a person that stays there.
What if they
Polices
don't have
them.
it?
Yeah, please, that's good.
What if they don't have it and I can get people to watch it? This Marmot stuff, you know,
Right.
things like that.
Once you get your prices, Barry, just let Ruth and or Rebecca know, so we can put together the budget, for the whole event, if you would, please. Okay, any other comments on Labor Day? I think we've got that one well covered. Next is acceptance letters for the sanitation board position. Teresa Armstrong.
Yeah, we had, in the previous administration, had set up, timeframes for a sanitary board member to serve, and then their, position will, go back up. Of course, the candidate can, submit another letter again, but, Wally's position has expired, and so, we now need to take, letters, for that open position. And, just to follow the guidelines that we had set up in the last administration and, to keep everything kosher, basically. So that's what it's basically about. Nobody's left the sanitary board and nobody's being fired. It was just his term is up, and of course, he is welcome to apply again, and anyone else who is accepted. And I was bringing up to discussion to see how long we should accept letters and, that kind of thing before, selecting the sanitary board member.
Okay. BJ, are you gonna post that with with our Facebook
can.
account? Okay,
Yeah, absolutely. Just tell me what I need to post, I'll put it on there.
okay, thanks. Thank you. Next on the agenda is Good and Welfare Council. Comments, questions? Okay,
Oh, I knew, I didn't get a chance to talk to you before you came in. I didn't know if you'd done introduced yourself to, people, or if you wanted to take a moment and introduce yourself, and, yeah, we have a delegate room.
Delegate Jim Barrett, representing 36th District, including beautiful town of Marmet. I'm gonna come by here and let you know, I'm here for anything you need. We've been looking
Yes, sir.
Is that how you say it? Okay.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your centennial celebration this
Thank
year.
you
So-
very much.
So I'm here at your service. I just want to let you know that I support Marmet, love the town, and if you have any questions, please come up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that, because I didn't get a chance to speak with you beforehand to see if, you would like to be introduced or anything. I was setting up video equipment. Yeah, I had previously met him at another meeting, and he said he would like to come by and, to one of our council meetings, and so welcome. I'm really glad that you came tonight.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I think so.
Okay, public comment? Barry?
On Friday, August the 27th, we're having a benefit gospel sing to help the kids here in Marmet. It starts at 7 o'clock, Friday, August the 27th. So I hope we have a good turnout.
Like I said,
We're gonna have about four groups of gospel music. So I hope we do good for it.
if you'll get the 4 groups' name and the definite times that it's gonna be from 7:30, whatever, I'll get something printed up and get to a lot of the churches and let them announce them at their church.
One other thing, do you want me to get some fish companies to give us an estimate on some of the stuff down here?
Fence company, I don't, now, one lady did bring an estimate to my place of work, and I don't know why, who told her anything. She bought an estimate, and I've got it down there, but it's just for the front.
Well, why don't we get an estimate for the front right now, and then get an estimate for the whole field?
It wouldn't hurt to, start getting some estimates, if you wanna get some estimates, that way we have a goal, something to work toward.
It wouldn't hurt, if we get one.
Yeah.
It'd even look good if you put it on the front right now,
Yeah. I would love to get the front, at least the front and down one side. I'd like to get the whole field within the 4 years that I'm here, but if not,
I'll start calling some, fence companies and get some estimates.
okay.
Yeah, but you don't know what you want.
Well, that's true.
You don't know what you want. How you gonna get an estimate if you don't know what you're looking for?
And
It
that,
almost like the fence at the, University of Charleston.
Mhm.
Down there on
That's
Now-
pretty much, yeah, pretty much exactly what I,
yeah.
Yeah.
And now the lady brought that to me, and I'm not even sure who told her, or I don't even know the lady. I might know her face if I see it, but, it was for the black wrought iron fence, and it said it had a flat top, and I'm not sure what that was, but it wasn't an estimate.
Yeah.
And she said for 300-foot front fence is the way it's stated. And I'm assuming it's just for the front 300 foot?
yes.
That'd be about right? It has, and it's in there for 2 gates, 2 wide gates that it's stated, it says 2 wide gates that vehicles can come in and out.
Because I know they had to tear the fence down because Carnival
Yeah.
put it out.
Yes, get the Ferris wheel
So
out.
you have to make sure that there's enough room.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have Carnival.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
There's enough room for them to get in and
Yeah.
out.
Now that fence they took down though, it's not, they didn't really tear it down, it's really apart.
I know.
It's just
I know,
a part,
but,
it's just-
you know,
Mhm.
That's where I put her.
the other thing,
Yes.
I'd like, if you're
Right.
gonna do it, I would like to see the, quote or whatever, to include a nice, do the fence all the way up to the arch, and the arch where they can have because so many places, when they do stuff in Smallfield, they wanna charge people to come in. So you need that front gate
Mhm.
to be able, it's just like the carnival, they wanted to charge $3 a weekend. Or $5, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so they had to block that off.
Mhm.
So, to incorporate it into the arch, to make it nice, not just,
Well, what I thought, once we got some, quotes, and it's not gonna be written in stone until we actually get somebody who knows what they're doing with the fence, and get them up there and look at it and say, look,
I'm
if,
sure that any of these fence companies that they come up at, they're gonna be able to incorporate the arch as is without doing anything to the
Right.
arch, other than just attaching it on the side gate.
Now, my thoughts, and I'm assuming that the side that's going down the side of the street, that RJ, that already has a big gate down there, but I think that it's not there. Am I correct? It's just like open. But we should have gates there that
It's
they
there.
can close. Oh, you
Yeah,
can
it's
be
there.
there.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But gates there also.
Yeah.
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 Right.
Yeah, that's the thing with this. You're gonna get a lot of opinions and ideas, and
Mhm.
because we're on the same page about the fence, and Barry's right on. I know I've looked at UC's fence for a while now because
Mhm.
to bring that black fence down, add a little bit of a stone kind of deal with a little bit of color on it to split up that black,
Mhm.
because it is a field for the kids. A little bit of color, and I think that would go a long way. I know that's money we don't have for everything like that, but you know, it'd be nice.
If we got an estimate, we would include the gates and everything like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it looks good down at UC.
Yes.
Yeah, it is sharp looking.
Very good. Any other public comment? All right, hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Mr. McGee, do I have a second?
A second.
We're adjourned. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
First official one down.
Yes, nice seeing you. Yes, it's the last time.
Hey.
Yes, it's the last time I see you. I had got married, so that's why my last name changed.
And I gotta.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yes, can I just turn this off real fast? Okay, thank you. Well, I actually got married at the end of April, but I had to file for re-election before then, so I couldn't legally change my name till after the election. So I've been in the process now of, yeah, lots of work.
Might have to what?
Remember Debbie, don't
Yeah, because I was getting
Yeah. Michael.
That's that one thing that you had before.
Yes, yeah, let me just get this thing down.
Outer Banks.
I'll tell you, Brian actually asked me if we could do it.